Which safari parks in Africa are the best? An in-depth analysis by Safari Bookings of 2,373 reviews was carried out to determine the finest safari parks on the continent. The world-famous Serengeti in Tanzania emerged as the overall winner. Serengeti had an overall rating of 4.92 out of 5, a stunning result. Mana Pools National Park in Zimbabwe, which jumped a spot higher this year, and Mala Mala Game Reserve in South Africa rounded out the top 3 parks in our analysis. In determining a top 50 list of Africa's best, 157 parks in 11 countries were under consideration. Based on 2,373 park reviews on the SafariBookings.com website. The study included 1,363 reviews contributed by safari tourists from 83 countries around the world. The remaining 1,010 reviews were written by distinguished industry experts. These experts are mostly authors working for well-known guidebook companies such as Lonely Planet, Rough Guides, Frommer's, Brat and Footprint. The Serengeti is one of the most famous parks in Africa and is synonymous with wildlife and classic African scenery. It is Tanzania's oldest park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is home to the spectacular wildebeest migration and offers top-class wildlife viewing throughout the year. Every year, over 2 million wildebeest, zebra and gazelle migrate from the Serengeti to the Masai Mara Reserve in Kenya. If you're there at the right time, you can spot herds of wildebeest and zebra stretching to the horizon. The Serengeti offers some of the best wildlife viewing in Africa. All the major safari animals occur in great numbers. Cheetah and 4 of the big 5 are easily seen, but rhino sightings are rare, and only black rhino are present. Aside from the big cats, many other predators can be spotted, including spotted hyena, jackal, and bat-eared fox. Mana Pools National Park, a World Heritage Site, is pristine wilderness on the Zambezi River. The park is usually explored by canoe or on foot, uniquely offered as guided or unguided activities, and is particularly appealing to adventure seekers. 4 of the big 5 are present. The park is home to most big safari animals. The endangered black rhino has become locally extinct, but most visitors will encounter at least one of the big cats. Buffalo and elephant are abundant, and large herds roam around the floodplains. The river teems with crocodile and hippo. Wild dog are resident in the area as well. Mala Mala is an independent private game reserve that shares unfenced borders with Kruger National Park to the east and Sabai Sand Game Reserve on all other sides. Having pioneered the upmarket private game reserve experience in the 1960s, it offers some of the best wildlife viewing in Africa, with easy, quality sightings of the Big 5 and leopard in particular. Mala Mala offers some of the best wildlife viewing on the continent. The Big 5 is usually checked off in 2 days, and leopard are easily spotted on most drives. All sightings are exclusive to Mala Mala visitors because the reserve doesn't give traversing rights to other properties, as is common practice in the neighboring Sabai Sand. The Okavango Delta is one of Africa's most famous destinations. There are several private reserves in the delta, as well as Mormi Game Reserve. It offers a true wilderness experience, excellent wildlife viewing and stunning scenery. Walking safaris and Makoro trips are a great addition to the usual game drives. The delta is a vast area and wildlife viewing is dependent on your location. Mormi Game Reserve is the most productive and 4 of the Big 5 are easily seen. Rhino are present in Mormi, but not seen that often. Elephant and hippo are abundant throughout the delta and wild dogs are quite common. The water-loving red lechui and waterbuck are easy to see from a Makoro. Lower Zambezi National Park hugs the northern bank of the mighty Zambezi River. Wildlife is plentiful, with 4 of the Big 5 easily spotted. Whether you enjoy the tranquility of a sunset cruise or the adrenaline rush of a canoe safari, you shouldn't leave here without spending time on the river. Nowhere else can you see so much wildlife from this exciting vantage point. Elephants are abundant. Big male tuskers stand on their hind legs like acrobats to reach tasty pods high in the trees. And watching a breeding herd cross the river with the mothers guiding their calves against the current is very special too. For canoers, most memorable are the thousands of hippos that inhabit the river channels and the enormous crocs lying on the banks. Mormi Game Reserve, in the Okavango Delta, is one of Africa's best wildlife viewing destinations. Aside from the wetlands, it consists of a dry peninsula, which is excellent for classic game drive safaris and offers more wildlife sightings than the Nakuru trips. All the big five are present. Mormi Game Reserve offers exceptional wildlife viewing. Rhino has been successfully reintroduced here, but sightings are still a bit hit and miss. The reserve is a major stronghold for wild dog. Most animals are very relaxed, which ensures quality sightings. Aside from the flagship species, there are large concentrations of red lechwe, impala, blue wildebeest, and Burchell's zebra. South Luangwa National Park is Zambia's most popular park, and for good reason too. 4 of the big 5 are easily seen. This is where walking safaris originated, and there is still no better place to experience the bush on foot. Be prepared for some thrilling wildlife encounters while following in the footsteps of Africa's pioneering safari guides. Also known as the Valley of the Leopard, South Luangwa has one of the highest leopard densities in Africa. If you don't see one of these agile climbers resting in a tree in the daytime, your guide will probably track one down at night. Big herds of buffalo kick up dust as they roam the savannah, and you'll enjoy watching elephants drinking and bathing in the river. A visit to the Ngorongoro crater is an experience of a lifetime. There are few places that have wildlife densities and variety on this level. It is not unusual to see the big 5 in one day, and all this in the most amazing setting with a backdrop of the 600 meters divided by 968 feet high crater wall. The Ngorongoro crater offers some of the best wildlife viewing in Africa. All the major safari animals occur in great numbers. The resident population of black rhino is a real treat, as rhino are very difficult to spot elsewhere in Tanzania. The crater is also home to some very impressive elephant bulls with huge tusks. Lake Magadi often harbors large flocks of flamingo. Tsavo Sands shares a 50 kilometers divided by 30 mi unfenced border with Kruger National Park and offers the best wildlife viewing in South Africa. The area is divided into individual private game reserves, all offering the ultimate Big 5 experience: luxury accommodation, great service, and excellent food. Tsavo Sands is the place in South Africa to easily see all of the big 5 in a short period. Even a 2-day visit is usually enough to see all flagship species. With a good population of highly habituated leopards, Tsavo Sands is one of the best places in Africa to see these normally elusive cats. Lion and cheetah are also easily seen. The Masai Mara is one of Africa's most famous parks. The wildlife viewing is superb throughout the year. The grassy plains and regular rainfall supports a huge population of herbivores, in turn attracting many predators. All 3 big cats are relatively easy to see. The yearly wildebeest migration coming through the park is one of the world's most amazing wildlife spectacles. The Masai Mara is one of the best parks in Africa for seeing big cats. Even leopards are generally relaxed, and their behavior can easily be observed. Cheetah are often spotted on the open savanna eyeing off their next meal. Of the other big 5, elephant and buffalo are plentiful, but black rhino is trickier and can only be found in certain areas.